We continue following a local breaking news alert involving a killing at a ROSELAWN ATM machine.
As we first reported at the top of the newscast, police have charged a man in connection with that deadly shooting of Dan Muscurella. City leaders are now sharing new information right outside police headquarters. John Cranley at the mic.
Unacceptable what happened, and we will do what we need to do. We've already added essentially 19 officers. We have 60 going to be graduating in February. We're adopting the best practices of strategic-based approach, SERVE initiative, to go after repeat offenders. Obviously, you don't always get them, and yesterday was a case of a very bad, horrible thing. I just want the citizens to know that the police are working hard. They found the killer here within 24 hours, or roughly 24 hours, and they have my support, and they will get all the resources they need to move this trend in the opposite direction. And I want to extend my deepest sympathies to the victim's family in this horrible time. And with that, I'll turn it over to the chief and to his great officers that did this work today.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what the mayor has said in terms of commending the department for some fantastic police work. I'm very proud to be a part of helping out with the organization, and look forward to continuing to work with the police department and the chief and all of his people, as the mayor said, in terms of making certain that we're doing all that we can to prevent crime and to fight crime. But again, much appreciation to the chief and the department, and condolences to the family.
And what I want you to know is we take situations like this extremely seriously. It was a tragedy, and it was unacceptable. And so we worked on this literally around the clock. And Captain Isaac is going to give you more details about the apprehension that was made, but I'm very proud of the men and women who serve you in this city. They did an outstanding job, and my condolences as well go to the family.
Thank you. I'm Captain Elliot Isaac. I'm the commander of the Criminal Investigation Section. And before I begin, I just want to let everyone know that this investigation is still unfolding. We're still developing information. As many of you know, yesterday afternoon at about 1:10 p.m., District 4 officers received a call of shots fired in the area of 7162 Seymour Avenue. Upon their arrival, they discovered Mr. Daniel Muscurella, I'm sorry, I want to say it correctly, Muscurella, deceased at the scene. Mr. Muscurella was an employee of the Debo company that serviced ATM machines in the tri-state area. Mr. Muscurella suffered several gunshot wounds. Through the course of our investigation, we've been able to determine that an individual by the name of Mr. Yonah Israel is responsible for his death. Mr. Israel is in custody now at the Criminal Investigation Section, and he's going to be charged with the murder of Mr. Muscurella. Again, this investigation is still unfolding. I will try to answer some of your questions, but again, I want to reiterate that it is still unfolding, and we're still developing things that are going to be necessary to complete the successful prosecution of this.
The spelling of the first name?
The spelling of the first name of the arrested? Yonah. It's Y-O-N-A-H. Last name is Israel. He's a black male, 36 years of age. He has a last known address of Canova Avenue in the ROSELAWN area. Mr. Israel does have a criminal history, and some of that does include some violent crime.
Any other suspects at this point?
Not at this point. At this point in the investigation, we believe Mr. Israel is solely responsible for the murder of Mr. Muscurella.
Do we have a motive?
That is still unfolding. Some of the information that we have developed is that there was a verbal altercation between the two, and that Mr. Israel did pull a firearm and fire at Mr. Muscurella.
How helpful was the video surveillance? I know there was a camera right above the ATM. Was that helpful at all in this?
Every piece of evidence is helpful, but there is no piece of video surveillance evidence that we use exclusively for this investigation.
How'd you find it?
There were a number of things that took place. There was some physical evidence, some evidence from the ATM machine, and also through the interview process. We did have help from multiple witnesses. I also want to thank members of the ROSELAWN community for coming forward. We did receive numerous Crime Stopper calls, which was very helpful in this investigation.
How many tips do you think you got, ballpark? And witness statements?
We interviewed over a dozen people as a course of this investigation. Crime Stoppers call, I couldn't tell you exactly, but we did receive numerous calls. Any other questions?
How did this, obviously this was a terrible thing that happened, but how did that affect, there was numerous other shootings yesterday, how did it affect today's investigations?
You know, those investigations all stand on their own, you know, and they're unfolding. This was unique as it was a service worker providing a service, and it happened at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So definitely out of the ordinary.
Do you think that they were lying in wait for him for whatever reason?
We don't believe that that's the case. From most of the interviews that we've been able to determine, that this resulted as a result of an argument over the use of the ATM machine.
He was repairing it, correct?
Correct. He was servicing the normal servicing, whatever that process entails.
So it's possible this wasn't a robbery.
I'm sorry.
It's possible this wasn't a robbery.
It's possible. It's possible. I can't speak to the exact motive. Again, we do have some information that there was a verbal altercation between the two.
Live press conference with Captain Elliot Isaac of the Criminal Investigation Unit out in front of District 4, saying that they have made an arrest of 36-year-old Yona Israel in the death of Daniel Muscurella, the shooting death at the ATM. 36-year-old has a violent crime history, and we had said at this point that weren't sure exactly what the motive, but the captain says he believes this is a result of an argument that broke out over the use of the ATM that was being fixed at that time. We will keep you updated as the information continues to come forward.
Yeah, I just want to say later on Local 12, we have a profile of this poor victim, Mr. Muscurella, apparently a grandfather, a very devout family. It's just so sad.
It's tragic, and we'll continue to follow up on that as